Temecula is pretty much the only area that's left that I served in that hasn't been taken by another mission. And I was actually there when we got that area, and that was a really cool experience. So that's something I could talk about. So let's see, it was a transfer meeting. So every time you have a transfer, you aren't told who you're going to go with, where you're going to go. You're just told, go to the transfer meeting, you're going to have a change. So you have to pack up your bags and be all prepared just in case, you know, you're moving and everything. Well, they'll let you know if you're leaving the area or staying, but that's pretty much it. And so you and your companion go, and you go to this transfer meeting, and you have no idea, which I guess not a lot of missions do. I guess this is kind of unique to my mission. And we just had interviews with the president a week before, and my mission president said to me, so how do you feel about going back to your old area in Dana Point, which is, I think is gone now. And I was like, oh yeah, I would love to go back. What missionary doesn't want to go back to their area? And so I go to the transfer meeting thinking I was going back to Dana Point, and Dana Point comes and goes. I'm like, oh my goodness, where am I going? And I knew that we had just received a new area and lost a new stake, 2 stakes and gained 1 area. And but it didn't faze me that I would be going there. I just didn't think that would happen. And so he starts doing the call for the Temecula stake, and he's rattling off names. And I hear my name, and I was like, what? I'm going to this brand new area of our mission, what? So I stand up, and everyone's looking at me. They're like, oh, she's going to the new area. I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on? Anyway, so I sat down, and I had no idea what to do. I mean, usually you have a companion, and you go off in some car, and they know where they're going, or missionaries before had been there, and they transferred you to the car, but this was like fresh road. There's no one there to hand you off a car or the companion or something. And so we were told to just stay there after the meeting and go. I guess this is kind of prep just in case you may lose or gain an area of your mission and you get called to this kind of thing, because this is happening a lot now. Our missions are shrinking. Anyway, so we go out to this room, and we get a little prep about what Temecula is like, and we get told that the missionaries before were totally different from our mission. We have a very strict mission, at least then, with our mission. Like, we didn't spend a lot of time hanging out with the members, and we had an hour-long dinner appointment and very strict guidelines of our relationship with the members. And the mission before was a little more relaxed. Had backpacks, and we were like, oh, they have backpacks, you know. And so we were told, you know, to set a good starting point for the mission, you know, be obedient missionaries, and set a good standard to let the members know what our mission's going to be about. And I had a brand new sister with me. She's only about out 6 weeks, so they tossed us the car keys, and I felt like I was in an amazing race. They handed us our car keys, and we bolted out. We all ran as missionaries. We ran out to the parking lot to our new cars that were brought up from the southern part of our mission. And I get in my car, and I'm so invigorated. I'm like, oh yeah, amazing race, we're going. And then I thought, oh, we don't know where we're going. We don't have a map, we don't have a GPS, what's going on? So I yelled out to one of the missionaries, and I said, we don't know where we're going. It's like, oh yeah, we got GPS, follow us. And I was like, okay. And so I turned on the car, and the parking brake was on, and I couldn't for the life of me take the parking brake off, and I was like, I gotta go, it's an amazing race. And, so anyway, so then I finally got the car going, and I find out engine light was on for no gas. Absolutely no gas. The missionaries before put no gas in there, like on fumes. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, we're never gonna get there. We gotta get there, it's the amazing race. And so anyways, we're driving along, we're about to turn on the freeway, and I waved down, because I didn't have the elder's number that we were following. So I waved her down, and I was like, we don't have any gas, we need to pull over. Like, oh, okay, so we pulled over, got some gas, got on the highway, and we're driving, and the elders were driving like 40 miles per hour on the freeway, which is not, it's just not California highway. You know, go 90. No, don't go 90, go 75 or 80. So I didn't know how to tell them, go faster. Like, people are passing you, people are getting mad, go faster. This is an amazing race. And so I didn't know what to do. So first, I was just tired. So I decided I would flicker my lights at them. Well, they freak out. They think that I'm telling them that we have another problem and we're about to die. So they pull over and they run up to us. They're like, what's going on? Are you okay? Are you okay? We're like, yeah, we just want to let you know you need to go faster. They're like, oh, okay. So then we finally got there and we picked up another sister who was in the area before us. And she was in the other mission, and she was there to help us for a week to get to know the area, to help us know the members. And so she was with us. Sister Rabinetta was with us for about a week. We were a trio. And we got there, and I don't know, it was an amazing area. I felt like it was really the divine intervention that we would be able to be there. Because I felt like the mission before did a really good setup for how do I put this, for the area to really grow. And like, for example, in their area book, they had like 500 pages of PIs. Because in your area book, you have former investigators, potential investigators, investigators, and you have this whole section of potential investigators, people who might be interested. And these missionaries before, they had just written down all these potential investigators and never gone back and checked up on them. So we spent a couple months just going through the PIs, potential investigators, and we found so many investigators. It's crazy. The area just blossomed. We covered 2 wards, and then we were able to just cover 1, and they sent more missionaries because things just got so crazy. We had appointments all the time, and missionaries love to stay busy. Missionaries love to have appointments, and that was like the area where I had appointments all the time, and I absolutely loved it, teaching all the time and helping people come on to Christ. So yeah, that's something that to be prepared for, is just make sure you know what to expect just in case the mission splits again, because things are growing.